Jane IREDALE beauties. I've got something wonderful to share with you for your mature makeup. Jane IREDALE has just hit it out the park again with her Hydra Pure Mineral Serum. She came out with green. Oh my God, this is the magic stuff. It goes on the skin and it neutralizes the redness from rosacea and broken capillaries. And it's even great for men because it leaves a clear film. And it's hydrating to the skin with its CoQ10, olive squalene, hyaluronic acid. It's so, and allantoin, which is so soothing to the skin. See my new video on YouTube, and I'm going to be demonstrating this. Thank you. The link is right below. Hey, Jane IREDALE beauties. I'm back. You know, she is just hitting it out of the park with all these new products this year. I'm so excited. And when I realized how hot it's going to be today in Reno, we broke a record. It was 108. We could do that the next couple days. Well, you know, I think it's that way everywhere. And you know, the thing that comes in mind is what are you going to do for that barbecue you want to have? And you don't want so much makeup on. Well, that's what I'm going to deal with today. We've got some new things that are just absolutely fantastic. So I'm blessing you with my raw face. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Kathy with Beyond 60, and I've been an esthetician and makeup artist for over 40 years. And my channel is about aging beautifully, aging naturally. I'm over 72 now, still working, still making women beautiful and doing corrective skin. But let's get on with some of the new things that I'm going to share. Jane has recently brought out this Hydra Pure green serum. And you know, if you've watched my other videos, you know how I absolutely love their Hydra Pure serums. And they're color correcting. And so I sell more of those because there's so many more people today that really, they don't want a big makeup look. They're retired, maybe they're going to lunch, but today I'm going to show you her skincare makeup look that she has a national campaign going on. And then I wanted to pop this in there and show you what it does. Now, green, as you probably know, is that will diffuse redness because they're opposite the color wheel. Well, normally as makeup artists, I mean, for as long as I've been a makeup artist, we would use, if we had to cover red, we would use a cream corrector on your skin. Well, then what you have to do is you need to put your makeup on top of that. And then maybe some powder, and then maybe some blusher, and what are we doing there? We're getting layers and layers that's making our skin, our makeup base, look heavy. Well, I'm not the most perfect example of showcasing this product today because I don't have a lot of redness, but most people that age still have it all in here. And this was developed, and if those of you that you don't know about the Hydra Pure, it is a colored serum. So it's going to continue. It's got CoQ10, it's got antioxidants. It's just loaded with olive. I'm going to read it to you real quick so I can, so I don't get this wrong. Because, all right, the makeup benefit, it visually neutralizes mild to moderate skin redness using a sheer glow. Now that's the trick right there. Minimizes appearance of redness and create a more neutral base foundation. Delivers a dewy finish for more youthful looking skin. And top off with your favorite Jane Iredale foundation. I'm going to use one today, but it's got the skincare benefits are hyaluronic acid, CoQ10, which is a wonderful antioxidant, allantoin, which is a soothing, calming. So not only is it going to be soothing and a skincare supplement for your rosacea from the allantoin in it, and it diminishes appearance of pores, fine lines, and wrinkles. And of course, with Jane Iredale, you know, they're cruelty-free, they're non-comedogenic, they're non-GMO, there are no minerals, there are no synthetic fragrances, no phthalates, and no paraffins. And, you know, lots of people say there isn't such thing as clean ingredients. Well, I'm sorry. Jane Iredale is clean. And when you are recognized by the UK as that's a whole different system, you know, that's a very stringent. So this is so good for your skin. So let's get on with it. Like I said, today I'm going to be using her new primer, and this one is, I always use a primer. It's Illuminating Glow, and she came out earlier this year and did three new primers, and this is the one I really like. So I'm going to stick this on my face and rub it in real good because we got to glow. And this has sunscreen in it also. It's a 20. And okay, so we're going to do, this is part 1 of her skincare makeup system, which you see on a national campaign right now. So let me get my hair all crazy. So I'm going to let that set in just a bit. I am, let me get it off my lips. Just while this is setting, I'm going to take some of Jane Iredale's, her Enlighten Plus as my not only concealer. Okay, put a little bit, but I use it for, I'm using it right now to neutralize the colorations in my eyelid, because you know you have and I'm going to bring it down into my little ditches, what I call, and let's take something and kind of blend this in. Let me see where my camera lens is. Oh, here, it's over here. You know me, I'm always trying to figure out where the camera is and not have to. And I like to run it, I put a little bit too out here, because I want this, as we start caving in here, I want this to come out. So you can see the difference between just brightening that eye area while our, and this is something, I teach a lot of aging makeup. I don't say not aging, but more mature makeup. I have 70, 80-year-old people that come in regularly to have their makeup updated. And you know, you want to have it so it's easy for them. A lot of them are like me, have macular degeneration and can't see real well. So you want to be able sometimes to put it on with your finger. All right, so let me check this to make sure I don't look like a clown. And it is looking pretty good. All right, and then we'll blend up later if we need to add more concealer. All right, so that has given us pretty much time for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about, I'm going to say 4 pumps and blend it in my fingers. I should have done just one side. And what this is going to do is it's going to give a clear neutralization to your, I even have some pigmentation all right, that I use, that it has worked really well on. And the great thing is, being a serum, I kind of work it in with my fingers like you would apply a serum. It's not layering, contributing to the layering of your skin. So you can see how that's really neutralized. Yesterday, I tried it on I've been in the garden, and you know how you get those purpuras, and I tried it on there, and I know that's pretty dark, but it even worked quite a bit on that, on my purpura. So we'll get out there in our garden. So we're just gonna let this, but you can see how neutralized it made the skin. Hopefully, I'm hoping next week I'll be able to do a client because I'm going to do a series on bridal makeup we're doing a big campaign on bridal makeup. And if you're interested in that, go to Jane IREDALE's. They've got several. I'll put a link down below so you can go to that video to see all the different bridal looks they did. But the one thing that they didn't do that I caught when I was with my Jane IREDALE rep yesterday is, how about the mother of the bride or the grandmother of the bride? So I hope to find someone to work on next week that has rosacea, and where we can do the mother of the bride look. And I think that'll be fun, don't you? If you like that idea, leave me a comment, and if that's something you're interested in. Okay, so we've neutralized this. Now at this point, if you want to use, you can use any kind of our foundations, either our pressed, our pure press. That's what I'm going to use today. Or our loose amazing powder. You could use your Beyond Match. You could use our CC creams are still out of stock. They're being reformulated. Or the Glow Time, whatever you liked. But even if you use the Glow Time, which is a heavier coverage, you really only have to work it in a few areas. But today I'm going to use, of course, my favorite, my Glow Time in my color, and sorry, I gotta put my glasses back on. I am using medium, and sometimes I will use medium, and sometimes I'll use medium to dark. So I'm just kind of going over this. I'm just doing a light coat, and I'm going to, let me find my brush again. And there's several ways you can do this. And going back to the new green Hydra Pure, yesterday, because it dries to a clear, there's no color in it, I sold it to one of my clients' husband, and he's got pretty bad rosacea. We treat it, and you know, we keep it under control. But he'll be able to use that to diffuse that resin. He's a professional man, and people won't be able to see that he has anything on. So that's a big, honestly, she just continues to hit it out the park with her products. So that was, I just kind of got that blended in. I'm going to put in a little bit more, because you can layer this. And you can use a sponge with it. I just don't have one. I tried to be organized today and have everything at my table. But, you know, I'll forget something. So what we would do as this is setting, and in the skincare makeup system that she nationally is 3 products: a serum, her pressed powder and her, which I don't even have here, which I better get, her mineral spray, her Hydra Pure mineral sprays, because that sets that. So let me grab mine. I'm sorry that I didn't, I told you. Okay, I finally got it open. So we've kind of let this set. Now what I'm going to do is I don't have all my, I do have, mostly I'm using Jane IREDALE, her brushes, but I don't have all of them here. I have some at home. So this is the only powder out there that I can use for aging skin. And I use it in several different ways. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna set the concealer on my eye. And even if it was, I'll show you, I'm gonna be working with our new matte bronzer that just came out. And so this gives a nice finish and neutralizes all those tones that we have gotten in our eyes as we age. Tongue-tied here. So let me see if I'm doing this and get this all. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and use it as my color, my base. And I'm just going to lightly just kind of dust it on. And when you put on your minerals, you want to work them down first. The color that I'm using right now is light beige, which is not my color. But what I'm going to kind of doll it up with is my bronzer. And so, and the other thing that is so nice is, you know, I mean, this has been the unwritten rule for 40 years that you don't put creams over powders. Well, you can with Jane IREDALE. So that's wonderful. So what I've done is I put a little green on, and then and of course my primer, and then I've just put a color. I usually wear Golden Glow, but it's at home. So anyway, you can see that it has really given my skin a nice finish. And you can always come back and hit it. You've got to use her setting powders. I'm using, they're all different kinds. You've got pomegranate, you've got, which is wonderful for the skin. You've got lavender, you've got it for oily skin. I don't know, I can't read all these, but all these names, but they've come out with new packaging too. So let's see how we're doing. So this kind of takes you to the skincare system that she has that is healthy for your skin, for those that you just want the basics. And what we used was our primer. And our primer is going to, like, especially with excessive dry skin, well, you want to do your skincare first. It's going to create like a shield. It's going to diffuse your pores. It's going to, and you know, as we get older, we do have all those, our pores, because, you know, our collagen's lessening and things are sliding. And then we used our Pure Press powder. And this comes in so many different colors. And you can go on Jane IREDALE's website and just look at her chart, and it'll tell you with all of her foundations what's best for you, for your colorway, whether you've got, you know, and you've got real live models there to choose from. I kind of go between, well, light to medium, and in the summertime, medium to dark. And it's not that I get sun, because I'm not a sun worshiper. But, you know, your skin does change, you know, the thickness of it and so forth. So that's where we are right now. So let's say, okay, now what are we going to do? we need to do something with these eyes. I'm going to show you the new bronzer. This is a matte bronzer that she just came out with 3 colors, light, medium, and dark. And I'm loving this. First of all, because it's matte. And I have been doing a lot of contouring and so forth. And I just, you know, I have my favorites that I've worked with, and a lot of people my age don't do that, but I kind of need it. So I brought my favorites because, and they have been worked to death. And her new, the one that I absolutely, Sizzle. And Sizzle, oh, you can tell it's really used. Sizzle has been my favorite of the 3 that she brought out. It's so neutral, and it goes with everybody. So I find myself using the same thing on everyone. So what I'm going to do is you can use your finger. I'm going to take some off. I'm using a contour brush, and I'm going to just take some off, and I'm kind of going down this way. And I want to start from the ear and start giving me some sort of a line, a bronzer. And bronzers, even if you didn't use a blusher, which I am going to use. Okay, so I'm coming down here. Again, I'm going this way with this brush, and then a little bit this way. I don't want it in the hollow. I want it on the bottom of that bone. And so you can see that I'm working that up. Get my hair out of the way. I like to kind of rim this. And this isn't so dramatic as if we were to use a contour that's a heavier. And you want to make sure that you stay out of this, because this is where our lines start. So I'm just going to kind of let this set in, because again, like I said, it is beautiful over the powder, and it's starting to put a little color where that powder was too light for me. It's starting to put that. All right, then I can take my new blusher, my new cream blusher. I'm going to be probably using a couple of them today. And the one that I just keep, again, is Balmy. I think this is their top seller. It's so neutral. It goes with warm, cools. That's the only color I carry, and that with the other bronzer, because it's so nice. All right, let me grab a brush here. I'm going to use just a small brush, and again, I'm going to get it off of it so we can work it. Now, I like to do what I call a paisley, because this needs to be lifted. So I'm just dotting this in. And then I start buffing it and blending the two together. I have to go back and make sure I have all this blended, because sometimes I go to edit my video and I thought, what was I thinking? Because this side doesn't see very well. Okay, so let's see how we're doing here. I need my mirror, so excuse me. Make sure that I have it blended well enough. Oh, that's looking nice. most influence go, you know, to the ball of the cheek. Well, as you get older, you don't want to do that, because that's where our lines start setting in. So we'll just bring it, but we're more on lifting this because this has fallen. So, all right, so where are we? All right, today I'm going to do a real simple eyeshadow look, and I'm going to use some of my bronzer. I'm going to do my eyebrows. I'm going to be using Beyond Matte, this palette. And the reason, because it's all matte, and I can use it to do my brows. And so I am, real quickly, I'm going to go off camera to do my brows. And because that's boring, and I have to be so precise, and it just adds. So I'll be right back. All right, what I've done is I've gone ahead and used the brown in this palette, this neutral palette, this second one here, just for sake of it was here, and I'm going to use it just to be quick and universal. Then I'm going to take her new medium brown brow fix, and these are great. They've been completely redone, and I'm going to turn, and this one got a little bit red, but you know, for the people that have their eyelash or eyebrows, boy, that one's red. Maybe it's just the wrong color. We'll see. The medium brown will change it though. The ones that have their eyebrows dyed at the salon, this is great for that, because you know those whites just start showing right away. So you know, a lot of times that with my more mature clients, if they've got a good brow, that's all I sell them, unless they need some real fixing up do. So it's just nice, and it's got perfect teeth. So if you want to get in here and make some hair strokes, it works. Like this one's kind of bare right here. So I've just taken and kind of put that there and made some hair strokes. And I'm dangerous with the mirror about putting it in front. So that's what we did with my brows. And you think, oh my God. And the ones that don't use brows, you know, we need to stop the going up. We need to frame this. So a lot of people think, well, I wear bangs, so I don't wear brows. Well, do something easy. And she came out with two different pencils. One is real fine, and the other one is, oh, excuse me, is like shaped like an on a slant, and it's a wider pencil. I like those better, because I find that the real thin pencils, the retractable ones, break so easy, and you're all of a sudden 2-3 weeks later you don't have a pencil left. So okay, here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to also get creative with this same palette, and I'm going to take just a real fine square brush like this, and I'm going to dip it in my setting spray. I'm going to put some setting spray in my dampen dish, and you can do this with any of your shadows. And I'm going to just kind of go into my shadow. So what I'm doing, I'm going into this, and this is just damp, and I'm going to line my eye. And I'm just letting, this is so much easier. And you can just kind of poke it like this. Because pencils anymore, I get them so fat. And then I have such and I want it to be, you know, I'm kind of working underneath in the lash line with this. I think you'll see better when I do the other eye. I'm sorry for this camera angle. Forgot to. All right, so let's get that other eye, and then maybe you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Again, I'm using a square, let me get this square brush, and it's very dense. And I'm just rimming it at the base of those lashes. When I get into here, it's so hard to put your makeup on when you're filming. It is. I don't know how I do it. All right, so that I've got that all set. I got it lined, and then you know we're deep into that lash line too, because it's hard for me to that brush just broke. It's hard for me to tight line because it irritates my eyes so much. Okay, so let's get on to some quick eyeshadow, just some basic. Remember, we're going to that summer picnic, so we don't want to look like a drag queen. All right, let's see. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. That's not fair. But I really do like to do that kind of makeup. It's so much fun. I'm going to take this second shade here as we drop it. Let's see, this second shade, and kind of blend it over my lower lid. So we have a little bit of highlight right on the, all right, I'll show you this way. Then I want to take a little bit of this color, this neutral brown, and it's kind of has a little bit of life to it, and I'm just going to kind of run it over just the half of my over my liner and about half of my lower lid, and I'm just kind of blending it. All right, so this will show you a little bit better. Pretty color. And you know, this whole matte collection of hers is, I mean, it's a one and done. It works for everything, just like I did my eyebrows with it. And you can do so many looks with it, and they're all over. All right, I need a little bit more. I kind of went over my my highlighter here. All right, so we got the first color lighter, then I put a little bit. You can take this color also and put it underneath in case you don't want to wear mascara on the bottom because it might melt off that day. So I'm just taking, this is a real dense brush. You can use just about any. Let me know how your weather is today. Like I said, it is so hot, and I don't do hot. Okay, so I'm going to take, I've used that. I'm going to take my bronzer, and I want to use, I love this color. I'm going to use my fluff brush here, and I'm going to kind of use it on the side. This is Jane Iredale, and I'm just going to tap. It's very concentrated, so you just want to kind of work on your bone to just give some dimension there. You know, work it up, stay within your range here, and So see, this is just light, just for that, like I said, that afternoon barbecue when it's 108. And so we've got a little bit of definition at the eyeliner and a little bit of on the underneath the eye, because sometimes I think we all wore really thick eyeliner in our history of growing up. But as we get older, boy, our eyes start drooping, and that is not attractive. So when I like to use a shadow, if I'm going to use a liner, I only like to go about halfway over, maybe a third of the way over. So let's get the other side done. And again, I'm just, like I said, so see, we're starting to lift that eyeball up and give us, our eyes a little definition. I'm going to take a little bit, let me find my brush here, which one I want to use. I want to take a little bit of this rust colored here. I always like to kind of lift up this outer third with either a blush color or, your bronzer, but I like to have it to be a little bit of more of a blusher color to just kind of blend in where our blush is coming up in here. And this is actually kind of a russet that I'm blending in here. And I mean, this is just, I'm putting it on just so you can see, but you certainly don't want, have to wear this much as my my camera goes crooked here. All right, you can see what we've done. It's very, very light. Oh, sorry. It's allergy. So we've just made this very simple. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to do my mascara, because I make all kinds of faces. And then I'll tell you what I use. All right, I'm back. What I used is what I always use, is I used her lash enhancer. And it's a conditioner and lash enhancer. I love it. I absolutely love it. It keeps my eyelashes, sometimes they can get so brittle, but it really conditions them, and they stay nice. They stay, because I've had problems, and some of you know that, some of the lash enhancers that to growing them, they really bother my eyes. So I used that, and then I used our Beyond Lash mascara. And there's a learning curve on this. I have to say that, because again, you've heard me say I hated it when it first came out. But what I did an analogy of it is, we're used to, there's so many different types of mascara. We're used to just going like this and like this. But what you want to do is you want to move it up. Get at the base of the lash and let that brush do its work. And so, and I do at home, I do sections at a time. I don't try to do the whole thing. So I put just a little bit underneath. So this is black Beyond Lash. And I'm going to take a little bit more concealer. I want to just kind of this will kind of clean things up, and it will and lift that eye. So that's what I'm doing there. So we're just taking it, and I think this actually works as a good highlighter too. You know, for the bone, when we're working it this way, because some of them can get kind of, where it's too much, and I've got some lines here, so when I put a really luminous highlighter there, it kind of looks goofy. You know, it shows all my little lines, my special little lines that I work so hard to get. Okay, let's see how we're looking. So I gotta make sure I know where my camera is. All right, so let's go. Now we're gonna go back to our bronzer. And again, this is in medium. And I'm just going to highlight the sun and just kind of finish up. For those of you that have a forehead, just kind of work it. I'm gonna work it here, kind of down my nose. And this is just kind of making my color that I had put on my face, it's blending it a little bit better. So that's what I did. And that's the color that I used right up in here also, putting that contour line in. And of course, you know, working with the Beyond Matte palette, I mean, it has all that. You know, we could use any of these. If I wanted to go a little darker, I could go in the corner. But this is our afternoon barbecue picnic. We don't want to melt apart. So let's do our lips. I am just going to use today, I'm going to use our lip stains. I love these. I've got two colors here. I have to decide which one we're going to use. Oh, before we do that, I'm going to spray my face again, because this is setting everything. It's setting the bronzer, which is a mineral, and I'm going to wipe my lips, get any makeup off of them. And I don't really have to, let's see which one I'm going to use. I want to use kind of a soft color. And it's got such a nice, this is our lip stains, it's got such a nice doe foot on it. You can actually line your lips with it. And it stays so nice. It really stays. Let me tell you the color that I'm using. Find my glasses again. The color that I'm using is Fetish. Okay, and it's kind of a plum. I'm like I said, I'm kind of trying to lighten my lip colors a little, but oh, they're so nice. And they're not like let's see what this one's doing. It was blocking you guys. Like I said, you can come back and line it at this point, but that doe foot did such a nice line. I didn't have to line my lips, but you can go with a lighter shade, or take your, if you want to get real fancy, and take your highlighter and kind of go above it to make it. But, you know, we don't need all that today. So let's see how this looks. Let me kind of show you what we've done. Kind of, I'm going to buff all this in. Make sure I don't look like clownish everywhere. But you can tell that even at 72 years old, I used a powder, and that green, I'm going to go over everything that I did. And, you know, I don't look pory. I don't look dry. I'm always spraying my face. I like to get the little sample sizes, you know, they're the little tiny ones for the purse. If you have a Jane Iredale person that's special to you, that you need to get one of those for your purse, because, oh God, especially in this heat, we need it. And it hydrates the skin, and that's all about looking young, is good hydrated skin. So what we started with today was, of course, the new primers. There's 3 of them. I'll put them up and I'll list everything. Now, if you have trouble finding what YouTube videos, you know, to find the things that they have listed, in the description box, there's a more. Hit the more, it'll bring up another drop-down menu, and then there's another drop-down menu where it says more. So you'll be able to see my link to Jane Iredale and all the products that I have used today. So that kind of makes it much easier for you. And I want to say, she's always got online specials go, all the time, you know, gift with purchases, and if you buy this, you get this free. She's very generous on things like that. But if you do like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and write a comment, please, I beg you. We only get algorithms, my new word, with comments and thumbs up. And I'm just about to 375 growing my channel. And I hope you're, the ones that are watching this, I hope you're enjoying it. And if you've got ideas for future videos or anything you want me to do different, you know, send me a message. I would gladly help you making the right selections. You can ship me a picture and I can make some suggestions, even one with your makeup on, and I could critique it. But I'm not brutal. But don't forget to share it with a friend. So back to where we started. I started with the primer, like I just showed you. Then I used RUs. Boy, if you have any redness in your skin, this is your saving grace. This thing is hit like a bomb. I can't believe how many are sold in the company. So then I also used my color, medium, and I call this Dippin' Dots. One of my customers said that. And I sell more of this than anything. I just don't sell any of the heavier makeups anymore. I don't even know why I have them in the store. But then what we did is we took our Pure Matte powder. It's light beige, and it's not the best. Golden Glow's mine, but I left mine at home, so it's just a much warmer on me, not so brightening. But so that's what I set my primer on my eyelids, because I used #1 of the primer, and that was Enlighten Plus. And again, I'll have all this listed. And then I also put it all down in here and around my nose like this. You could come down in here, like I could show you right now. You know, we get the, and put a little bit around the nose, because I get, and that just kind of, see how that does? It kind of just diffuses this line. That's something I do every day. And I like to have it down here. And, of course, this goofy thing here. Just kind of lighten up that upper lip. You'll see on TV and stuff where they actually have a white line above it too, but it would be very apparent that I had that white line if I did it. So that's other ways you can use our Enlighten Plus. I worked with Beyond Matte, and then I used the contour shade that I used as my you know, for my bone and my definition. And of course, there's several colors in the palette that you could use too. And then I went back after we sprayed the face and, you know, to set all those minerals. You know, that's it. So it doesn't transfer with everything. The brows, what I did today is I actually used one of the colors in the palette to get my brows in, because I prefer powder 2 pencils. Because I have to work when I'm working with my brow. It goes up so far here, I have to do all my fill-in right here. And it just looks more natural and not looking like Dr. Spock. You know, it's a mistake that many people do as they get older, you know, because we lose that end. And so I need to bring this area down because otherwise I'd look like them. And then of course I used our medium brown brow set, brow mascara, and it just, like I said, some people that have really nice brows, I just have them use that. I don't have them work about all the pencils and things. And then we came back, and after that was done, I put my mascara on and I went over that. I did a little bit on my bottom lash, but most of all, I put a light, kind of a light cocoa brown underneath my eyes as my liner, and I used the liner in the palette, and I used it with for my eyeliner, I used that with my setting spray and just got right down where almost here, where a lot of people would put a waterline, but it hurts my eyes too bad. So that's another thing, that's another trick. And then I used our lip stain, and you can see how beautiful. Our colors are just wonderful. And I sell so much of it, and I sell it to people, that and the lip glosses, to people that say, well, I don't wear lipstick. Well, you know, usually those people have a beautiful color because they haven't messed with the color of their own lips. So you need something just nude that really brings that alive. And then to finish things, I went back and I just kind of took my bronzer and I dusted everywhere. And this is my look for today for that barbecue. And I don't look shiny. And as you can tell, you can't, my pores look refined. And all my wrinkles, you know, I have special ones. You get special ones when you get, but they have to have a personality. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. I hope you learned something. And tell me what some of your favorite products, you know, when I do Jane Iredale videos, I get so many views, but no one ever leaves anything. Tell me what your favorite look or things that you have tried, some of the newer stuff, and leave me a comment below. And also, I left my link, so I do earn a commission off Jane Iredale, off my link. But again, she always gives you special gifts with purchase. So thank you. You have a wonderful weekend, and don't get too hot. Thank you so much.